How's that? Hello, Hub. Hello, Facebook. How are you all? It is a very good evening. Very good to have you here. Let me know you're here. Let me know you're here. Again, new camera angle again today for Facebook. I'm loving this one. This looks promising. I think we finally got it all locked down. I've literally just finished watching Clint's amazing live video. If you haven't, do check it out. Just such a powerful message, such a powerful story, and so in keeping with what we're going to be exploring this evening. So yeah, I know Clint, you know, feels like if he's experiencing the synchronicities, then he's in flow. Well, mate, I feel massively in flow right now because yeah, just craziness of it. Sorry if you can hear that. That's my washing machine, which I think I hope is nearing the end of its cycle. So yeah, big up Clint. Amazing message. It was truly a message that moved. Michelle is here. Fantastic. I know some of you are wondering why I said 9:17. All will be revealed. In fact, yeah, I love this. This is going to be great. So good. Let me know how you guys have been getting on. I should also say that at various points, Fan might just be in and out. She's just come back from her women's evening, so she needs to kind of get hot water bottles and do various bits and pieces. So yeah, she might be in and out. But of course, that's awesome because we can say hello. We can give her some love. So yeah, Kaylee is on the session. Good to have you here, Kaylee. Fantastic, fantastic. So I saw Kaylee today, making great strides with her nails. I was supporting her partner to nail down a presentation. Fingers crossed. When is it? Thursday. Thursday we will know the big news, I hope. So yeah, let me know if you're here. And today we're going to be talking about marketing stuff. So the session is titled Messages That Move. And probably take the marketing word out for now. We're just going to be exploring, you know, what does, when you hear that word, messages that moved, how does it land with you? How does that phrase land with you? Do you feel like, hey, you know, I feel like I've got some messages that would move people? Do you feel like I've got no messages? Where are you at with it? Morning, Cam. How are you? Very good to have you with us. Hope you're enjoying your school holidays. How long do you get? How long have you got off? You know, get us all jealous. Those of us who are slaving away. I'm also lacking some water. I might get some water in a minute. What we got? So we'll give it a couple more minutes. Let a few people arrive. Good evening, Michelle. Oh, there's some here. Brilliant. Brilliant. Cam's got 2 weeks. Good. He's using the time wisely. Good evening, Karen. Fantastic to have you with us. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Yeah, we'll give it about 1 more minute and then we will get started. You will need, so yeah, as every time, you will need piece of paper and a pen, something to write with. So the page in the workbook, if you've got the workbook, is obviously messages that move, but there'll be a few bits of kind of pre and post stuff with that. So so definitely have some, you know, have some scrap paper or have a notebook you can write stuff down in beforehand as well. Okay. Oof. I made an amazing curry today, but you know, every now and then you just get a little bit of kind of heartburn going on. So if I kind of do some crazy burp in the middle of the session, you know what's going on. Cool. And also, you know, I want to big up a few people. Edwin, forgive me, I've just seen loads of your messages on the hub because the hub had been out of action for a bit. I've forgotten to check the messages. So amazing. Some of the stuff you've been posting up there, really awesome. Fantastic, fantastic. Yeah, should we get going? Let's get going. Let's get going. So this evening's session is, again, it's going to be a very practical one. We're just going to kind of dive straight into it. But I want to kind of, first of all, allay a few fears, put a few fears to rest, which is, you know, when I sent out the initial invite and I said, you know, what are some of the challenges you're having? You know, quite a few of you mentioned, you know, marketing. Marketing was a big challenge. So, you know, I hope this session will be very powerful for you, even if, as I see, the video is freezing apparently for Cam. So I hope that's not the case for everyone. So I hope from this session that you'll be able to go forward, even if you're not like, you haven't got a whole marketing plan mapped out. At least you'll leave this tonight's session with it not feeling like such an overwhelming thing. Like it's something that you can get your teeth into and you can start to make progress with. Okay, that's my intention. That's my hope for the session. Okay, so and this really starts to layer onto the sessions that have gone before, as you know, as this journey does. So we began at the start of the week with supporting your supporter. What was that? No, that was even last week, wasn't it? Yeah. We began with supporting your supporter. Okay, and that was all about really understanding who are the people you're going to be serving in a really deep way. Okay. We then looked at your own values, some of the things that you value. For Cam, it was inner peace. For Michelle, unconditional love was in there, I seem to remember. So we then we also looked at why, what, how. What do you stand for? What do you want to be known for? How will you serve? And all of these things, we're going to be harvesting and drawing from all of them as we put together our messages that move. Okay. Let me just know in the comments. Can you hear me? Okay. You know, I'm obviously the washing machine's over there. I can hear it, but you know, I feel like, is it like deafening you, or actually, are you hearing me? So let me know. So here is the first exercise. Here's the first little bit, the first way we start this, which is, I want you to find a piece of paper, pen, whether it's an iPad, computer, whatever you're writing on a blank sheet, blank document. I want you to write down, what are 5 or 6 questions that your customers, your supporters might be asking, the people who you want to be working with, who in time will become your supporters. So nice, good, Michelle, I'm glad to hear. So, so for Michelle, whether you're, and maybe here's the thing, guys, if you've got a couple of different types of customers, ask if, write down a few questions that they might both be asking. So Michelle is a perfect example here. Let me explain what I mean, which is, Michelle not only writes books, so some of her supporters are going to be the readers of her books. She also helps people to publish books as well. So some of her supporters are going to be the people she's helped publishing books, right? So what would some questions be that Michelle's readers are asking themselves? And what would some questions be that Michelle's wannabe publishers are asking themselves? So for Cameron, who's doing like football academies and things, and I know you want to go and work in the corporate world as a way of funding your academy. So Cam, you might write down, what are some questions that your players' parents are asking? What are some questions that your players are asking? What are some questions? Great stuff, fantastic. Michelle's already nailing it. Cam, what are some questions that your managers who you might work with are going to be asking? The kind of HR department is going to be asking. So anyone who might be your supporter, write down what are some questions they're going to be asking related to your gift. Okay, related to your gift. Nice, fantastic, Michelle. So yeah, some of those very good ones, very good ones. And Michelle, I'd even go so far as perhaps, from your readers, maybe the question they're asking is, is there something more to life? It might be as basic as that. Good, fantastic, Michelle, absolutely. Michelle, it could even be going even beyond it before they get to that point. They're like, can I really write a book? So what are some of the out in the world stuff, right? Is so Michelle, let's use this example, right? So you're saying one of your questions for your other supporters might be, how can I self-publish my book? Before they even get to the point of self-publishing a book, that motherfucking thing's got to get written first, right? Excuse my French. So their first question might be, am I even capable of writing a book? On the twin flame front, am I even lovable enough to have a twin flame? So really, what's some of the deep questions that your supporters might be asking? So, Karen, I know that some of the people you're going to need to be approaching potentially are, the owners or, the kind of the patient support staff in care homes, right? Forgive me if patient's not the right word. So, it'd be something along the lines of what are they asking as well? What is the most cost-effective way to have an amazing result for my patients? So if you can go in saying, and then so one of your messages you might put out is, the top 3 things that guarantee a cost-effective way to make a massive impact for your patients. Something along those lines. So I've hinted at where we're going with this, but don't worry about that. So right now, just focus purely on what are, some questions that your supporters or your soon-to-be supporters will be asking. All right, cool. So Clint, let's just go for let's go for a couple of things, right? So Clint, you've got your Elements Hip Hop Night, and you've got your own art, whether that's your rapping, your poetry. So for someone who's thinking, should I go to this hip hop night? What questions are they asking themselves? Is it, is the sound going to be any good? That's a really basic one. But it could even be like, is it even worth going to a hip hop night? Is it even worth going to a night full stop? So some of these questions where they're thinking, I wonder if it's going to be Aggie at this night, etc. So, and then for your poetry, what are the people who you'd love to inspire with your poetry? What questions are they asking themselves? Maybe they're asking, is the world actually fucked? Maybe they're asking, how can I actually make a difference? And, I know a certain person who's on this call right now who found a way to do that in an amazing way, right? They maybe were asking, what happens when why can't I get out of this rut that I'm in? Again, Clinton, I know you've now got some amazingly valuable things to share, right? So I hope those examples might get the cogs whirring, okay? Liam, I see Liam's on the session. So, Liam, what questions are your supporters or soon-to-be supporters going to be asking themselves? Can everybody dance? Why am I so terrible at dancing? Where can I find a really great performer for my wedding, for my, insert the thing you'd love to dance at there, right? So, guys, just give me a kind of thumbs up or, a yes in the comments. Have you got, at least one or two questions that your supporters might be asking themselves? If not, don't worry, don't stress, but see if you can just jot down a couple. Say hello, fam, while you do that. Mate, turn that washing machine off. It's doing, I feel like oh yeah, okay. I'll switch it. Maybe it stopped. How long has it got left?
You can start it again in a bit.
Okay, I'm going to start it again in a bit. I feel like I've got like one half of my heart is with you and one half is like just railing against the washing machine. Ah, there we go. There we go. Can you hear me now? I feel like finally I'm here with you. I was all in a spin. It was all coming out in the wash. I'm here all night, folks. Good. So Cam's got a few questions. People are asking. Good. Fantastic. So the next part is going to be a little trickier. It's going to be a little trickier. Okay. The next part is, what are some things you've been through that have taught you valuable lessons? Nice, love it. That is an awesome one. Rage Against the Washing Machines. Right, enough washing machine related puns. I can't think of any of that. That was the point. That was the time to bring one up. So back to the exercise and session in hand. Right. What are some things that you've been through that have given you, you've learned powerful lessons from, or given you profound insights from, whether they were, amazing things or very challenging things. And I know in one of the previous sessions, I think around stories, we explored this a little bit, but, maybe you're in a different space now and some different answers will come. I am spinning out indeed, Clint. I am indeed. I'm going to be spinning out if we don't focus in. This is where my ADHD starts to go. So yeah, what are some things you've been through, either amazing or challenging, that have given you maybe unique insights or unique lessons, not unique lessons you've learned, but ones you've really managed to embody? Okay. So yeah, go ahead. Note a few down. Ping up a few examples in the comments if you're thinking, is this the right kind of thing? Good. Fan, can I have some water, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Near death, awesome. So yeah, fantastic. So Cam, what what did you take from that near-death experience, as far as in what way did it enrich your life now that you look back on it? Okay. I swear I've got the loudest kitchen in the world. Like washing machine, and then taps, and then the kettle. I don't know what's going on. Like, I feel like I'm being attacked by my kitchen.
It's only the kettle.
So for me, a massive one for me was fatherhood, and I may have shared this story with a few of you, but I remember a time I'd been doing some work up in London, and I was driving back up the motorway, and this was probably about 3 or 4 weeks after Freya had been born, and I suddenly realised I had a new feeling in my heart. I was like, "What's going on here? There's something I haven't felt this before," and I realised I had a new reason to look forward to going home. And it was something brand new. It was as if I had a whole brand new set of emotions downloaded and installed, right? So from that, I realised that, wow, I thought my kind of love was, I thought I had it taken care of. I was like at max loving capacity. And then suddenly, I've got a whole new kind of level of love that I can go to. And what I took from that was, it wasn't just this one level, it wasn't just the love that was increased. Everything that I suddenly kind of felt like I was capable of more in every other area of my life. And so, what I took from that and from my early experiences of fatherhood is that you always have room for more than you think you're capable of. There's always room for you to grow and expand in ways you never thought possible. So yeah, I hope that example kind of helps. I'm going to check out some of these comments. Cool. So Cam saying, make the most of every situation. Good. And yeah, Cam, that straight away there, that map's fantastic. For any of your players who might be thinking, I can't be asked for this today or whatever. Then you've got something real that you can kind of go, here, listen. When I went through this, it really made me realise. There's been times on the football pitch where I've nearly been being sick, but I keep going because I know that I'd much rather be nearly being sick because I'm so knackered on the football pitch than not playing football at all, not even here to speak with you today. So fantastic. So cool. So Michelle, what have you, what's the goals you've taken from the financial issues, losing loved ones, not having a settled home? How has it developed you as a person as well? What are you able to do now that you weren't able to do before? All right, nice. Okay, so Karen's just this. I can see there's a lot of experiences of dealing with death there as well. So again, so it does drag you down for sure. What's how have you learned to be with that? How have you learned to how have you learned to grieve in a really powerful way as well? Because here's the thing: we're like, oh, I've got to get it. So often it's like, I've got to get over it. We're not allowed to feel emotions, but actually, there's some, for the people who you might well be working with, Karen. I guess that there's times when either you might be meeting with their parents or their loved ones, and perhaps they're nearing the end of their journey, this particular time of Earth, right? And so therefore, your experiences of dealing with death, of grieving in what I'm guessing is a powerful way and at times a challenging way, you're going to be able to really serve those people you come into contact with as well. So I'm really grateful for Karen for sharing that. Actually, this could be stuff where there's still challenges, and you're actually able to share how to that those challenges are not going to go away, but how to deal with them in a way that it doesn't destroy everything, even though you still need to experience the fullness of the challenge. Does that make sense? No idea. Cool. So good. I hope that's all making sense as well. So cool. So there's one more section we're gonna explore, and then we're gonna start to harvest our messages. Okay, and really don't stress if you're finding this, if it's flowing easily. Fantastic. If you're finding it's like you're kind of having to grit your teeth and force it, again, don't worry at all. You can really that this isn't a race. There's no one kind of cracking a whip saying hurry up, get it done. You can come back to this whenever you want. You have as much time as you need. Okay, I'm just going to check these comments out. Fantastic. So yeah, Karen, absolutely, I get a sense of that very, very much. Love it, Michelle. I don't fear financial stuff anymore. Nice. I always find a way through. Brilliant. Nice. You're adaptable, flexible, maybe decluttered. Damn, I could do with some decluttering action, I tell you. Well, let's be specific. Fan could do with me getting some decluttering action. Although, in fairness, I tidied the sitting room while she was away. Feeling pretty good. Did some washing. Well, did a bit of washing and then I had to stop it because it was driving me insane. Loving this. Really good. Cool. So, so we've done some questions that your supporters or would-be supporters are asking themselves. We've looked at some of the things you've been through and the lessons, the gifts, the gold, the insights that you've taken from those. Okay. And the final thing, which kind of leads naturally on from that second part, is, what do you believe or know that, or what do you believe that is valuable, that, and also that challenges the status quo. So again, we explored this a little bit in the story session, but again, we might be in a different space. So if someone says, you've got let's use this example. Right, you've got four billboards, 4 big billboards, right? And we're going to put one just underneath Big Ben, which is like England's like big parliament on the TV all the time, right? We're going to put one on Big Ben. We're going to put one every advert break in the X Factor. Basically, we're going to put these billboards where everyone can see them, okay? Everyone is going to see these billboards. And your mission is to try and put up on those billboards something that is going to, like a message, an idea, a quote that is going to make the world a better place, okay? What would you put on your 4 billboards, okay? Go see what you can come up with that. Is this our creed? Cam, using some like next level language. Not quite. We're not quite. Because although, yeah, I mean, I would imagine those 4 billboards would certainly be a part of your creed, definitely. We're gonna get to that. You're like, what the hell is Cam talking about? Creed. So there's a very powerful framework that I'll be sharing with you. That I shared with Cam because he was like just chomping at the bit, basically. 4 different things, Michelle. Yeah, I think so. They could be, they could be on similar topics, but it's like, if you have 4 billboards and there's basically 4 opportunities to kind of make the world a better place. So, perhaps you might put one out about, something about maybe unconditional love, right? Because I know that's a very strong value for you. But maybe also about resilience and getting through things. So again, what do you feel like? Hey, if I could share these 4 things. So yeah, try different things. Give me some examples of what you mean by not different things, and then we'll see. I'm not sure what you've asked there. Okay. Let me put this another way. So, Karen, have you ever seen? We can try that. Have you ever seen a kind of party political broadcast, which is where one of the parties broadcasts like a key message to try and get you to kind of vote for them, right? So what I'm asking, I'm saying, imagine that you had the opportunity to get 4 important messages that you believe are important, that you believe people should hear, out into the world where everyone could see them. What 4 messages would you, what 4 kind of statements or quotes, could be a statement, it could be a quote, it could be something you believe. What 4 things would you want to share with the world if you knew that everyone would see them? Okay, as a way of trying to make the world a better place. Does that make sense now? Let me know. And Karen, well done for saying I'm not sure what you've asked as well, because no good sitting on the session going, what the hell is going on? If ever you don't understand, obviously I talk quite quickly, quite a passionate guy. If ever you're like, hell is he going on about? Just do what Karen just did. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Brilliant. So yeah, Karen, yeah, like I say, you got time. If you need to come back to it, you can do. The purpose of this session, obviously, is just to take you through the process, and then you can do it at your leisure. Brilliant, Michelle. You're here for a reason. You are loved, cherished, worthy, and deserving. Love it. You're amazing. You can do anything you dream of. You're beautiful inside and out. Cool. Yeah, that's all good. Yeah, on a similar theme. Perfect. But they're different things. Love it. Love it, Clint. Love it, love it, love it. I mean, it's just so, Clint, groundbreaking, undiscovered talent, positive, open to all, no discrimination. Is that 1 billboard, or is that the 4 billboards? Could be either. Could be either. But yeah, great. Love it. Good sharing, guys. Really well done. Keep it calm and dead. It's all good. Love it, love it, love it. Family focus creates focused families. Dare to soar. What's a focused family? Good for the night, Clint. Yeah, love it, love it, love it. No, that sounds right. That sounds right, Cam. I reckon that's good. I reckon that's good. So Clint, this was for, I guess, for you as a person. Like, so what, you know, if you could leave the world, and this, yeah, maybe this is a great way to answer it as well. If you could leave the world with only 4 statements, it's like if your entire legacy was going to be boiled down, let's say, like, you know, by some strange quirk of fate, you were about to leave Earth, and you had to leave behind 4 clay stone tablets, like the 4 commandments. What would the 4 commandments of Clint be? What would the 4 commandments of Karen be? Okay, that's another way to look at it. So Clint, it could be related to your nights, but more in this instance, in this part of the exercise, it's more like the Clint. What does Clint want to say to the world? Okay. Nice. Okay, cool. Good. I'm just nodding there for the hub people at Cameron. If you are on the hub, fantastic. Say hello. I'm going to actually check the comments. Let's see. Let's see who's here. Who's in? Let's have a good look, shall we? After my just total neglect of the hub, do forgive me, hubbers. Now there's no one commenting. They're like, screw you, George. You neglect us. We turn our backs on you. Cool. Let's go back to the other thing. Perfect. All right. So Clint, yeah, cool. So Clint, I'm not talking about what's the word? Epitaph, eulogy. Basically, I'm not talking about what they write on your gravestone. I'm saying you have got a chance to leave the world with 4 messages that could make the world a better place. So it's not about how you want to be remembered. It's like, what's the gift you want to give the world? So yeah, definitely, you know, you're going to be all those things, of course. But it's like, so here's the thing: would your 4 things be love your kids, give when you can. Life can be complex, but stay cool, and you can overcome any issues. You know, that's what I mean by how would you actually turn them into messages for the world. Yes, Karen, exactly that. Yeah, that's so this is what we're starting to get rolling now. Good, mate. This is so wonderful because I'm like, I swear I'm being clear with my communication, and clearly I'm not. So fuck, I need to work on my messages that move. And I'm so like unbelievably grateful for you guys holding a mirror. And I'm like, you idiot, George. Try explaining better. Yeah, exactly. So based on what Clint was sharing earlier on his video, you know, if you're stuck, if you're feeling kind of depressed or out of flow, you know, take yourself out of the equation and go and start giving. To be in flow, offer love. Brilliant. So Clint, we're getting there. We're on it. We're on it. Yes, yes, yes. Let's roll. Let's roll, people. I'm getting excited. Good. Love it. Okay, cool. So we have, excuse me, we have, nice. So does Lisa really mean thank you about the ukuleles? Is she like falling asleep at night, like just hearing ukuleles like going crazy? Oh, mate. Now, I have not been practicing for 20 hours. As you can tell, I've got no idea whether that's in tune or not. In fact, I'm pretty certain it's not. But yeah, so for those who haven't seen, Cam took some action. He watched that 20 hours video from one of the previous sessions, and now Cam's daughters are like ukulele ninjas, basically. So so Karen, when you say walk a mile in my shoes, what's the message? What's the message or the kind of lesson you'd be trying to give someone there? Would you be saying to others, don't judge others until you've walked a mile in their shoes, because of, you know, what you've been through as well? All right. So let's start to kind of bring this together. I'm trying to work out from my kind of maths what kind of times we're running on. But yeah, I reckon we'll wrap up around 10. So thank you for allowing me to start a little bit later, allowing Fan to do her thing, to charge her being, which you know, from the gift she gave you, I hope you're happy to do that. So we've got some of the questions that your supporters or would-be supporters are asking them. We've got some of the things that you've been through that have either given you valuable lessons, valuable insights, made you a kind of an expanded person, a greater person in some way, shape or form, or just taught you that actually sometimes things need to be as they are. So, you know, all of those things. So it's about the things you've been through. And we've also explored what you put on your billboards or your kind of your legacy for the human race on your clay tablets, right? So what we now want to do is we want to turn those into messages that move. Okay, messages that move. So here's how we do that. For the questions your supporters might be asking, now answer them, right? So so Michelle, if your supporters are asking, how do I self-publish my book? You know, your message that moves might be your message that moves might be self-publishing your book is absolutely the best thing to do, and it's way easier than you thought. Okay, now play this out with me, guys. If you're someone who's asking themselves, should I self-publish my book, would you be moved by a message that said self-publishing your book is the thing to do and it's easier than you thought? Yes or no, right? I hope you're going to say yes. Give me a thumbs up, whatever works, right? So Clint, you know, here's the thing. If you know, you've got some people saying, you know, is it really worth me going down to check out the Elements Hip Hop Night? You know, one of the questions you could, one of the ways you could answer that is, you know, if you're wondering, you know, what to expect at a it's hard work actually. Michelle, I know, but it's easy when they do it with you, right? So Clint, you could say something like, this incredible preview or this incredible performance of scratch DJing or freestyling from our last night is just one of the 10 reasons you should come to an Elements Hip Hop night. Okay, so, or you could even be like, you know, if here's Clint, we can even go a bit deeper than this on an emotional level. We can go something like, if you crave genuine human connection and a kind of going out experience that you'll never forget, Elements Hip Hop is not just a great night, it is the great night. Okay. Oh wow, I need to charge my phone. Let me do that. 1 second while I just plug in my phone. There we go. Oh, it's actually working. We're about to find out if it's not. Yeah, there we go. Good. So yeah, let me know if that works. Of course, Michelle does a hard bit. It's good. So Cam, you know, let me have a think. For some of your questions, it might, you know, how can I, you know, Cam, some of the people's questions might be, how can I improve team bonding and team performance? So, you know, you might be like, you know, what is it? Bubble football. Bubble football is not just a novelty. It is the way to improve team bonding and team cohesion, right? So for someone who's trying to ask about team cohesion, team bonding and productivity, they're going to read the thing you're writing, right? They're going to read your message that moves. Okay. So exercise bit, go through and answer the questions that your supporters are asking. Okay. Go through and answer the question your supporters are asking, and then we'll deal with the lessons and nuggets bit in a moment. Okay. But first of all, go ahead and answer those. Cool, Clint, you're welcome. Steal as much of this as you want. That's what it's there for. And you know, Clint, here's the thing. Think about, you know, you probably are your own best customer as well. What I mean by that is, like yourself, Luke, and the other guys you do Elements with, you set up the night to fulfill your needs, right? And so keep asking yourself the question, you know, what needs were you fulfilling? Was it one for kind of brotherhood and connection? Was it one as a way of developing your art form? Was it one because you wanted to serve the art form of hip hop, right? So what needs were you guys, and also what pains, what unmet desires were you fulfilling by setting up Elements? And then you have a way of communicating again, some messages that move. So it's like, you know, it could be like, if hip hop has blessed your life, here's how you can give back. And so, what? Hip hop has blessed my life. How can I give back? I can click on this article and find out. Oh shit, I'm going to go to the Elements Hip Hop night. Okay. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. And I mean, Karen, so here's the thing, right? Thinking about yours. So yeah, so here's the thing. I guess one of yours might be like, you know, what some of your potential supporters could be asking, how can I really, you know, how can I give an amazing care experience to my client, my patients, in a way that, you know, in a way that's creative, that's a bit new, and therefore, you know, so Karen, you know, one of the things you can say is like, you know, if you want creative, or if you want powerful, simple ways to serve your patients, here's the things you need to know. Okay, and of course, the things you need to know are essentially what Karen does, right? But yeah, guys, in this as well, as we polish up these messages that move, we're not kind of going, buy my shit, hey, I'm awesome. We're trying to serve by educating our potential supporters about how they can meet the needs that they have. Okay, and so the way we do that obviously is here's the thing: if we are giving the information, if we are educating, then the potential supporters, whoever's reading it, is going to be like, hey, I'm grateful to Clint, I'm grateful to Cam, I'm grateful to Karen, to Michelle for sharing this information with me. So the very fact that you have shared the information, you have been the author of the information for them, and you've served them, you've educated them, you've helped them in a small way to meet their needs, you become an authority, you become an expert in their eyes, you become someone who they, it sets up, listen, here's the thing, it sets up a bit of a kind of, it's not, this isn't devious at all, it just is a fact, right? It sets up a social obligation, okay? From way back when we, used to live in caves and, not even caves, like in mud huts, in tribes, had fires, etc., etc. Before money was the thing it is today, we existed in gift cultures, okay? So what that meant was social obligation, the obligation of, I've given you a gift, I expect you to give me a gift. That essentially was the fabric that held society together. And you can tap into that. So that psychology is deeply embedded in our kind of ancestral memory, in our genetics. And so you can tap into that in a really authentic and loving way by trying to serve in the best possible way. Then, when you educate, when you share these messages, people are like, fuck, I've been looking for the answer for this. Thank fuck for that. I fucking love Clint, Karen, Michelle, etc., etc., right? Does that make sense? I hope so. And now you can get a sense of why this stuff is so powerful. When you can really develop some messages that move, some messages that stand out for your tribe, it's a profound gift you're giving. Okay, cool. So I hope you've answered some of the questions that your supporters were asking. Now, on the things that you've come through, the life lessons, the things you've overcome or experienced, or now the thing is, how are you going to share that in like a headline way? In a headline way, okay? Clint, I'm glad this is landing. It's real gift to be able to share and have you interacting like you have been, okay? And so say, for example, let's go for Michelle's example of not having a settled home. Okay, so it could be Michelle's Michelle knows a lot about this stuff, right? I'm teaching her to suck eggs to a degree here, but let's do it anyway because we can. So Michelle's post could be on the topic of not feeling like you've got a settled home. It could be why not having roots can be the best thing that ever happened to you, or why feeling unsettled can change your life for the better, right? That way, any of her potential tribe people or potential supporters who currently feel a bit unsettled can go, fuck, hit Michelle. She's the one who can help me, right? So essentially, if you guys will remember were on the session last night, you'll start to see, hang on a sec. What we're exploring here is some ways we can develop courting products. And, a lot of these messages that move will be expanded on in a blog post, in a video, like Clint has already done. Clint didn't even know we were going to freaking do this session. Geezer's already done it, right? So yeah, I hope that example serves in terms of how you can transform your experiences into messages that move, okay? They may, here's the thing, you've got an answer in the experience or the lesson you've had. You've actually got an answer. What's the question that they might be asking that you've got the answer to? Okay, so we do it in reverse order here. You've got this gold, this thing you've been through, the experiences of your mum's death, of your friend's death at 23, and of what that's given you as a person, how you can now help others. That's an answer. That's some gold that you've got. What are the people who need that gold? What questions are they asking? And so then you can develop it's like, so maybe it's like, if death has knocked you off your feet, here's why you're going to be okay. Or maybe it could even be like, why we're shit at grieving in the UK. And for anyone who is grieving, they're going to be like, fuck. And maybe they've been told, get over it, you fucking pussy, right? They're going to click on that post, and Karen is going to be there going, hey, if you're grieving, you need to grieve. And Karen might even bring in examples from the animal kingdom, where animals will literally, their entire body, when they go through a traumatic experience, will vibrate and quiver and shake until they've got rid of the trauma. But in our society, where we're not allowed to feel any emotion, we're told to bottle all that stuff up, and actually the trauma just stays locked into our DNA. Guys, I hope that example again might serve. And Karen, forgive me if that's totally off message. I'm trying to just roll with it and see how it might work. Okay. And obviously, let me know if that explanation of how you take your experiences and serve with them as a message that moves has made no sense. I hope it has. Let me know if you need any further clarity. Jesus, we're in the flow here. It's 10 already. Cool. We'll nail into the next bit in a moment. I'll let you guys have a quick go on that. But yeah, this is a flowing session. So I hope that's the case for you guys. You'll probably start there going, flowing session, my ass. I'm dying here, George. I hope not. The comments I need a quick look at. Good. And of course, the invitation remains very open. If you've got a few bits kind of done on this session, but you need a bit more time, or you kind of want to work through it a bit more, obviously reach out to me if you need to. Yeah, give me a shout. Very happy to help. And so the final one, your billboards. Basically, you kind of there, or your stone tablets, they're essentially ready to go. And in tomorrow's session, where we're going to be exploring the power of metaphor, we'll actually be working with those stone tablet answers as well, or those kind of billboard answers. So make sure you have them to hand. But you know, so some of them are already. And again, actually, with the billboard ones, one thing you could do is, again, the billboard is like the answer to the question. So what are the people who need that answer? What are they going through that that answer is going to serve them for? So let me just ping back to Michelle. So I know she was pretty on that. Ding, 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 ding. Where are we? Come on, comments. Guys, loads of comments. Good work. Yeah, cool. So Michelle, one of Michelle's was you were here for a reason. So what's the question that people who need to hear that message are asking themselves? You know, is life meaningless? That might be one question. Is life meaningless? So, you know, Michelle's message and movement might be like, let me have a think. It could be, you know, it is totally impossible for your life to be meaningless. Here's why. And then they click on that post and they're like, oh, Michelle's told me I'm here for a reason. Awesome. I'm going to buy her book. It does actually work like that as well. Particularly if, you know, Michelle can definitely quote and say, you know, one of the bits of feedback I get from my books is that when people read my books, they actually, you know, they get a sense of meaning in their life straight away, because suddenly they're allowed to explore and believe in the possibility that there is something more to life, that we are here for a reason, and that indeed they may well have been angels or mermaids in previous incarnations, and suddenly so much makes sense to them. So even if you're not quite at that stage yet, I am definitely here to tell you in this post that life does not make mistakes. You are here for a reason. So yeah, hopefully that gives you a sense of how it might play out. Well, yeah, good. What is my purpose? Good. So yeah, Michelle already, like I said, Michelle knows this stuff. I'm going to be taken to the egg sucking championship soon. Is it teach you how to suck eggs, blow eggs, suck eggs? Is that even the phrase when you're like telling someone who knows how to do? Anyway, yeah, awesome. So Michelle, great, and Michelle's got it there as well, right? Particularly if like it's brilliant. The message is going to move even more if you're like, if it's a bit like, hey, really? You know, I absolutely love coming up with ridiculous kind of headlines for stuff. And particularly tomorrow, we'll get into that with metaphors. It's like super powerful. But yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know what a twin flame is, a twin flame is this idea that I think, shit, I'm going to like just destroy this. Is it the idea, Michelle, that you've got like a single soul has split into two parts, and two parts have been incarnated on Earth, and then they're meant to meet each other? Or is it just the concept of massive soulmates? So yeah, but obviously the idea, if you're someone who feels like they've found their soulmate, their kind of twin flame, their massive soulmate, and then they're separated from them, how's that ever a good thing, right? So if you can see an article where it's like, it's a good thing, you're going to be like, dear God, please tell me it's a good thing, because right now it's so hard, right? Let me just answer Cam's question. Could that mean my message might be how you can create opportunities for anyone who desires it? Cam, what's that relating to, dude? And guys, we're in the kind of lock-in session now, so if you need to go and get 40 winks or go for a pee, you're welcome to do that. I'm going to be here as long as you need me to. No, it's twin flame is your ultimate soulmate. Okay, cool. So yeah, massive soulmate. Close enough. Oh, well, I did all right there. George Hardwick, twin flame, massive soulmate. Cam, yeah, tell me what do you mean by I'm maybe have lost the thread of what you're talking about there. Oh, those are twin souls. Wow, mate, there's a fair few distinctions. Guys, if you're curious about all this stuff, A, read Michelle's books. B, check out this amazing YouTube interview with a guy called Michael Newton, which I think the title is Journey of Souls, which talks about kind of souls and our previous incarnations and all that stuff. Super fascinating. But you could just read Michelle's books. It's just as good. Cool. Any other questions? Any other questions? Tomorrow we're going to be kind of building on this with metaphors. It's a super fun session. I love it. I love you guys. How's new camera angle working? I quite like it. I'm not looking down so much on the hub. Hi, hub. Well, I'll just wait to see if there's any questions. Serenade you with a ukulele. Cam, don't tell your daughters. They'll just be like, they'll come and lynch me for. Try some support questions. Oh, linking with experience and setting a future agenda. Okay. So would it be something? So what's the question they're asking your supporters? Are your supporters asking, how can I create new opportunities? Is that the question they're asking? Oh mate, I just did a massive kind of curry burp. So Cam, so they're asking, what are the benefits of working with you, or what are the benefits of playing bubble football, for example? Dude, or maybe I think we could even just jump on a call for this. It might be easier. Yes. Okay. Bubble football. Both. Okay. Cool. Good. Right. So I'm not even sure there. It might even be. They might even be as simple as, what are the benefits of awesome team building activities? Like, it might be yeah, so it might even be, do team building activities even work, right? So your message might be something like, like in different words, if you're skeptical about team building if you're skeptical about team building activities, you're a fucking idiot. Okay. Now, is that going to probably don't use exactly those words, but if you're an HR person who's, maybe you're thinking, oh, my team's a bit demotivated, or you're a manager, and you come across a blog post that's titled, if you're skeptical about team building activities, you're a fucking idiot, you're probably going to click on that link, right? Because suddenly it's speaking to you. All right. So something along those lines, and then it'd be like, and also, Cam, what you can also then do is you can what's called ethically discredit the competition. And so you could be like, you may have heard that a lot of people do team building activities by going to by doing obstacle courses, or they go paintballing. Now these are good. Now these are all good because, you know, one thing that's really important is actually you get people into a different environment. And very much you get them moving as well, because you can talk about endorphins and all that sort of stuff. But actually, what we found is it's much more effective to connect your team with something they're already familiar with, and that's why we choose football-based activities or soccer-based activities, because soccer is the fastest-growing participation sport in Australia, and of course many of their children will play soccer as well. So when they go home, not only have they had a fantastic bonding experience with their team, but they can also go home and have a fantastic bonding experience with their children, with their families. And I don't need to tell you that workers who are more bonded and cohesive with their families are far more happy and content and productive at work. So something like that could be how you'd approach it as well. And you kind of ethically discredit the paintballing, but again, really, Cam, the key thing here, and that's why we did that support your supporter thing, is to really understand what are the pains and the questions and the worries of the person who's going to make the decision to choose your bubble football or whatever it might be. Cool, guys. Any other questions? Otherwise, I'm gonna jump off. I've got a stack of washing up to do. I'm also going to speak to Cam if he needs me to speak with him. So yeah, I'll take a few moments to see if there's any more questions. Otherwise, I love you and I can't wait to see you tomorrow. It's a bit premature me saying that because I'm going to wait and see if there's any more questions. This is where we discover how long the delay is. Cool, thanks Cam. Guys, big up everyone. Clint, great, thank you for sharing your video. If you're watching in the hub and you haven't seen Clint's video in the Creative Uprising group, go there, check out the video. It's amazing. Yes, he rambles a bit in the middle, but it's fucking awesome. I ramble, so it takes one to know one, and it takes one to love one, trust me. So big up Clint's dad as well. Big up Michelle. And yeah, guys, really well done, really well done. Thank you, Karen, for sharing, being so open as well. And I will see you tomorrow. Go well. Stop.